According to Cloud. Hello, welcome, hazelbaldwin.com. Glad you found yourselves here. Don't muck about, stand up, front of your mat. Let's enjoy a bit of yoga. Bring your feet to hip distance apart. And what I'd like to do is to just close the eyes and let the body have a little bit of a sway in space. A sort of move the spine, a little bit of twist here, twist there, shoulder rolls, come onto the toes, wiggle the hips, like you're putting on your skin. Yeah, you're just going to slide into my skin today. How's my skin feeling? I'm all right in here. I feel like that Michael McIntyre does that, doesn't he? When he gets on stage, he does a little bit of a shimmer. I quite like that. And then steady the feet on the mat. Take the hands to prayer in front of the chest so I can wish you all namaste. Thanks for being here. Inhale, take the hands gently up to the sky. Let them float up. Exhale, let the hands guide behind you. Inhale, lift the heart and the forehead a little up to the sky and just move the shoulders back. Exhale, take a forward fold. Do nothing with the arms. Let them be where they need to be. Relax the arms down towards the feet. Easy, simple, small step back with the right leg. High lunge, short stance. Exhale, hands down either side of the front foot. Inhale, left leg, just float it up behind you, but don't let the hips stack, just reach behind. Look forward again, plant the foot back down on the mat between the hands. Inhale, lengthen the hands up to the sky. Nice, easy movements. Exhale, forward fold, front of the mat, and grip the hands behind you. Release the hands, sweep them by the feet. Full circle, all the way around, but without tightening any of the joints, just doing it in a way to keep it all juicy and loosey again. Inhale, open the heart, forehead, sky, shoulders back, subtle. Exhale, forward fold. Stepping back with the left leg and taking the hands high into high lunge. Just step back, make it a comfortable step back. Hands come back down to the mat, either side of the front foot. Swing right leg, lead with the heel, then ball of the foot, three-legged dog. Bring it back through, plant it down on the mat, take the hands high to the sky. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Use momentum through the arms. Just keep it. The idea here is we're almost, let the hands come up standing. We're doing this in a way as if we're using about 50% of our effort. Exhale, almost like a rehearsal. Inhale, arms behind the back, heart high. Exhale, forward fold with the hands bound. Inhale, step back. Left leg, I think left leg. Yes, left leg. Left leg goes back, hands go high. If I get it wrong, you can adjust. You're smart thinking people. Exhale, hands down either side of the front foot. Inhale, guide the leg up to the sky. Exhale, swing it back down, foot onto the mat. Inhale, high lunge. Exhale, forward fold. Now just hang there. Don't do anything. Just hang off the hips. Let the head go. And while we're doing this, I want to check in with what's going on with your facial muscles. Check that there's no crease between the brow, that the jaw is soft, and the lips are sealed, but not pursing. Roll all the way up through the spine. We'll take 3 shoulder rolls. Nice. So let's just address a little bit of neck work. Again, that rehearsal feeling to it. Take the hands behind the back. Draw the arms down towards the floor. You can even point the index finger down and open the front of the shoulders up. Keep the gaze to the tip of the nose. Take right ear to right shoulder. Only gravity is doing the effort. Back to center. Left ear, left shoulder. Oh, I'm tight on that side. Always tight on one than the other. Inhale, back to center. Take the arms all the way up to the sky. Interlink the fingers on top of the head. Flip the hands. Shoulders stay in the same place. So draw them down in gravity. And then press the hands up towards the ceiling. But don't knock out the elbows or the arms. This isn't about straightening the arms. This is about opening the top muscles along the shoulders that are supporting the neck. They'll stay there. And release the hands back down. Nice and relaxed. Okay, we're going to step out onto the long edge of our mat. If you need to turn your mat around, now's the time. We're going to come to the center of the mat. We're going to do a really slow motion of another moon salutation. But we're going to go slow and take our time in each posture so they develop. Inhale, we'll take the hands up to the sky. Interlink the fingers. Take a little dip to the right. Oh, so small. Only when you get the feeling. Inhale, center. Little dip to the left. Inhale, back to center. And as you do, you want to step out. Wide leg pose. Bend the elbows and sink down gently into temple pose. Very gently, not too low. Press the arms wide and bring the feet parallel to one another and take up space. 5-pointed star. Turn on the right foot. Turn the left foot in. Yeah, a little bit. Soften the body, and this is going to be the lightest triangle pose. Gently, just sway your body into that triangle pose. For today, I'd like to put the left hand on the hip. Grab the hip bone, so you're rotating the left leg outwards. And then lift the chest up. I want you to imagine you're leaning against your brother or your sister or a wall. Lean against it. And then ease the hand down. Inhale the hand back up to the sky and create a soft triangle pose. Popping the hip. If you're thinking about your pranic force, you want to be going towards the back of your mat with the hip. So you've got a nice hip opener. Psoas muscle, really. Take the top hand down to join the right hand. Bend the front right leg. Bring the left leg in. Keep the hands on the top of the thigh above the knee. If you want, you can have the feet in line with each other. Inhale, lift the heart up and press the right hip bone away. Take plenty of time in this, no hurry. And I want you to think of making the spine long and parallel to the earth. Now you may want to keep a bit of buoyancy in the front leg for this. I'm just going to let it develop here. Let that hamstring start to spread open. Want to make it a little bit more intense? Press the right hip back and bring the left hip forward, and that can be intensity rather than folding forward. Deep bend of that front knee. Take the hands down to the mat and just skip the left leg back so we go down into a low lunge. Landed. A bit like what we did yesterday. Release the top of the left foot to the mat. And we're going to inhale the hands up to the sky. Reach them on up, nice and steady, just for one breath. And then exhale, take them down on the inside of your right leg. Walk the right leg over just a little, turning out the toes of supersong. And then lengthen your heart forward. Stay in this. Rather than bowing down or taking a twist, we're just being light and conscientious of the body. Tuck the back toe under, raise the back knee. You'll feel a little bit more there. And walk the hands round to the long edge of your mat, feet nice and wide. Okay, we're going to add in a little bit of the Kundalini work. To support the back, we're going to heel toe the feet a little closer together. Bend the knees, take hold of the elbows, hang here for a second off the hips, and start the swaying. Just start to sway. And then build it up. And build it up. Now, don't go too fast because it will end up making you dizzy. But we're going to go up to the right. Inhale up to the right, all the way up. Reach up. Support the forehead on the forearms. To be forewarned is to be for something or other. Swoop down. I don't know what that is. Inhale. To be forewarned is to be forearmed. Armed. I get it. Take it all the way down. Inhale all the way up, feeling it through the spine. Exhale. Rock it down. Have a rock from side to side. And on your next inhale, up and over to the left foot. Inhale, raise it up. A good spinal loosener. Exhale, swing down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. And swing. Let the arms go. Walk the hands round to the rear of your mat. And we're going to go down into a nice, easy, low lunge. Back knee goes down. Hands on the inside of the leg. And high in the fingertips, turn the toe out. A nice, low lunge. Again, it's not about making this kind of thing precise when we're warming up the body. We're not doing Ashtanga yoga, where it has to be very indoctrinated. Press into where you feel it will give you a bit more. Relax into where you feel it will help a bit more. Bring the foot to the center. Inhale, take the hands up to the sky. Nice reach up. I said the word nice again. I'm banning myself from the word nice. It's not good use. There's lots of better words out there. Exhale, hands down either side of the front foot. Tuck the back toe under and shuffle that foot forward to get you ready for pyramid pose. Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. But it's easy squeezy pyramid pose. Take the hands onto the top of the thigh and lengthen the spine. And the aim is to have this focus on the hamstring. If you find the hands, you naturally go a bit lower, you can place the hands on the shin bones. Bend into the front knee, step the right leg back, turn the toes out and prepare to go to a triangle from low to high. Take your left hand on the inside of the shin bone and open the right arm up to the sky. Now this time you do have that deeper position of triangle pose. The intensity should be around the outside edge of the hip, not twisting in the lower back. Now hand can come back down onto the hip for a bit of readjustment. You can move the head and the neck. But again, you can imagine leaning against the wall. If I do that, the intensity rises incredibly. Sensations are good. Inhale all the way up to 5-pointed pose. Bring the feet parallel. Take up space and exhale. Let's take just a little temple pose. And step to the center of the mat. Take the hands on high. Go with a bit of a Kundalini practice again. We're going to sandwich it in here. We're going to exhale, fold forward. Inhale, raise up. Exhale, inhale, raise. Let's give rhyme and reason to it. Is there anything you want to get rid of? Anything irked you? Anything putting you under pressure? Now's the time to sweep it away. And it's a haddy time. That disturbed my partner's conference calls yesterday. Me haddying. He was polite enough not to say, but I could tell. Keep going these lovely swings, loosen the spine. Let gravity keep you moving. Swing it back up, release it down. Use a strong breath out of the nose and a strong breath as you inhale. 3 more. You can even hit the floor, give it some. Inhale all the way up to standing. Take the arms up high. Exhale. Root to the earth, hold. Inhale fully, reach fingers. Exhale, release the arms back down. A moment to check in with breath and heartbeat. There should be a nice bit of thumpity bumpity going on. Inhale, take the hands back up to the sky. Interlink the fingers up above. Take a tilt over to your left. Back to center. Little tilt over to your right. Sway me, ducky, sway. Inhale, step the feet wide. Go into a nice 5-pointed pose. Lots of time just to ease into temple pose. This one we're going to hold for a little bit longer. We're going to find that perfect place. That means we can sustain. So to reflect it off the yoga mat, all you high-functioning people out there, you thinkers and doers, sink a little bit deeper. We often rush at things and go for it 100% and find ourselves fatigued and no time for the good stuff. It's about finding this pose as something that is strenuous but achievable, and then we go to breath and slow it down. As soon as you focus on breath, like anything else in life, the impossible becomes possible. Inhale into 5-pointed pose, feet are parallel. Turn on the heel of the left foot. Bring the right foot in, a touch. Ease into triangle pose, go in really gently. Keep the torso quite high. Hand on hip. You can take a little edge up to the sky. Maybe hand back down. We haven't done triangle pose in quite a while, and I can feel that triangle pose feels neglected. I've just got a text message from triangle pose. Where you been? Okay, triangle pose. I think we'll hang out together later on today. Reach the hand up to the sky and then close the hands off. Both hands go down towards the shin or the thigh. Shuffle the back leg in into pyramid pose. Pyramid is the shape we make with our legs. All about the triangles. Get a lot of that, don't you? The sacred geometry. Keep lengthening, keep feeling. You know, you are your own yoga master at the end of the day. Hands come down to the mat. You're going to step back so we can go down into that nice low lunge. Changing it up a little bit here, release the back toe to the mat. We'll sweep both hands up to the sky, all good and fine. Inhale, crescent moon, arch back. Exhale, take the hands on the inside of the foot. Walk the foot slightly out so there's room for the shoulders to get square. Lift the chest forward. We're going to tuck the back toe on and go for a little lift here, a little opening up into the hips. Inhale, and we hold steady there. So you can behind the fingertips. You can have the palms to the ground. Some people like to do the knuckle thing. I don't find that very comfortable. I think people often do that if they've had some wrist injuries. So if that's you, this can feel more comfortable than having the flats of the hands on the floor. But if you have got the palms down, make sure you're clawing into your yoga mat. I waffle at you to keep you here for that bit longer. And without putting the knee back down, we're going to walk the hands around to the long edge of the mat. We've got a really wide stance here, really wide. Let the head hang down. Drip off the hips. Inhale, come up into that flat back. Keeping the feet nice and wide, arms out to the side, and we take aeroplane arms here. A sumptuous opener, back strengthener. Now, if you want to improve this posture, soften the knees slightly and send the sitting bones wide. So those 2 points of your hips in your buttocks, the best way I can put it is if I was to write W on one cheek and W on the other cheek, you'd say wow. Do you get my drift? Okay. Wow up your posture. Hands go back down onto the mat. Turn the heels in. Bring the hands up to the sky. A nice big old reach. Exhale, we're going to turn towards the right foot. down into a low lunge. It should be a little bit longer than before. Hands on the inside. Think about it. I have that feeling of length of spine. If I check myself, I've actually got to come up onto my fingertips to get my spine to be long. Remembering that you can choose just to sink and be heavy in the pose, but if you can find that mid-ground between active and inactive, between tone and tension, tuck the back toe under now, raise the knee up, shuffle forward, prepare for pyramid pose. Now, from here, you might have found your hamstrings have opened up a little bit more. So maybe the hands like to come onto the shin bone. And again, we think about making that triangle, lengthen the spine. We know what comes along next is a triangle pose. So when you're ready, skip the back leg back, give yourself a nice bit of distance, normally one of your own leg lengths, and we open the top arm up to make that triangle pose from low to high. And now you can just delve in a bit. And you know, you're at home, if you think, well, what happens if I do put my hand to the mat and then I look at what's happening in my body? We'll know that quite often doing something wrong or finding something we don't like leads us to what we do like or finding the right way to do it. So feel free to experiment with that. Maybe a hand on the hip. Maybe lengthen up and think, oh, that's why she's going on about the hip stuff. Inhale, come all the way up. 5-pointed pose. We're going to step straight to the center. Take the hands to prayer. Okay, from here, step medium distance out. I'm going to do a little had-haddy squat. I'm determined we're all going to have fabulous buttocks by the end of this season. So it goes, the hands clap up above, and then we take the squat and they go in front of us. We're going to do 2 above. Had, haddy. You can just say haddy yourself. Had, haddy. Had, haddy. Had, haddy. Had, haddy. Now, this is our worker bee one, everybody. This is when we want to get our heart rate up. The pranic juice is flowing. The spinal cord working. Now, just 1 above, 1 below. Had, haddy. Had, haddy. Had, haddy. You need to get out of breath, but I want you to make sure those lips are zipped, like zippy. I've come along and I've zipped them up. Keep going, a little bit longer than you want to. Maybe squat a bit deeper. Keep going. Get the heartbeat going, get the body working. We don't have to go outside and do cardios or boot camps or mad classes. Right here on the yoga mat, right here, we get it working. Welly up for the last 10. Hands above. Exhale. Hold. Inhale. Exhale. Hold. Inhale. Exhale. Release the arms down. Hands on the hips. A few cozy little circles round to the right. Make sure the navel's engaged. Exhale as we go down. Inhale up. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Reverse the other way. Exhale. Inhale. Feel the heat rising. Exhale. Inhale, I love that feeling. How you do? Exhale. Inhale, one more. Exhale. Inhale, take the arms wide, use up space. 5-pointed pose, shooting stars out of the edges of your fingers, your nose, your toes, your nipples, the whole lot. Just shoot it on out. Hands back onto the hips like a superhero. Step to the front of your mat and then place yourself down on the mat. All the way down. All the way down onto your back. Roll on down. And a little bit of lower back and hip care after all of that. Place the hands on the hips so the elbows are wide, please. And let the knees knock together. Slightly tuck the tailbone under so you can press the arch out of the lower back. Draw the shoulder blades under a little bit. Give as much lovely length into the spine. Now, I'd like you to take the feet really wide so you can feel the edges of your yoga mat. The knees knock together still. And then take both knees over to the left and just dip them down. Oh, good news is to be had here. Inhale, reach the hands up to the sky and flop them over to the right. Just flop them across. I'd like to be reaching sort of the sciatic bundle or the supporting muscles that attach hips and spine together. There's quite a few of those. A lot of stuff going on down there. Inhale, take the hands back up to the sky and then place them back down with a K from hands on the hips. For the last moment of this, take the left leg and take the heel and just press it on top of the knee. You want to be getting this right hip coming all the way off the mat. Support the right hip. Twist. And then when you're in there, and you're in, use your exhalation to turn it on. Go right down into the full release of the breath. Pause. And inhale again. Perfect release of the spine. Unhook the foot. Bring the legs back up. Let's keep focused on that right hip. Bring the right knee in towards the chest. Slide the hand on the inside, grab either inside of the leg or hand to the heel. And we've got half balasana, half laughing baby. Draw the right knee down by the side of you. Your left leg's going to flop out to the side. That's fine. I'd like you to have a good grip of that. Shoulder blades are on the mat. And then when you're ready, extend the left leg long down the mat and settle there. So we're going to continue predominantly on this right hip. We're going to work through this one also I do for my lower back and my hips when they're tight from other strenuous things. Bend the left leg again, sole of the foot on the mat. Bring your right heel over the top of the right knee to make that figure four. Keep hold of the heel with the left hand and the right hand on the knee. Draw the left knee towards you and feel deep inside the hip and the magic that comes with that. Now there's going to be resistance. There always is. You always do this one and go, oh, I don't really like this one. I can't go very far. It doesn't progress. That frustration, let go of it and take the left leg up towards the sky. If you want, you can bind behind, keeping the sole of the foot supported on the forearm. So lots of opening and those supporting muscles attaching your leg bone to your hips now. Okay, keep with me on this one. Bit of a complicated transition, so I hope I communicate clearly. Bend the left leg. Grab the edges of your yoga mat, lift the hips up and press the knee away. So we sort of loosen it out. Oh, clicks and pops. Snap, crackle and pop. Let the hips come back down on the mat. And then, keeping the leg where it is, we're going to rock up to a seated. Extend the left leg long and take the right knee over the top of the left knee. Draw the heel close to the hip. Take a deep inhale as we sit tall. You may want to move your glutes out the way, depending on your gluteus maximusness. Lift the heart up and take the heart over the top of the leg, as if you're going to swan dive the heart over the edge of the cliff of the knee, and lean in here. Hands come to the mat. Keep the spine lengthy. Again, still cultivating the hair shoot, left foot. An experiment. Inhale, take those hands back up to the sky and twist around to your right. So left hand over knee and take a delightful twist to the right. Sit tall. And if you can remember to sit tall in this, you'll feel the outer edge, the same muscle group we felt when we were doing triangle pose. Take the gaze forward. Keep the right leg in the position it is, and we're going to swing the left leg round and ease into a pigeon pose. Someone's been mucking about on their mat, so swing the leg around. Decide what level of pigeon pose you'd like. You can keep the knee bent and lean over this, which can be a really nice way of getting to it without putting any strain on either knees. I was enamored when I found this way of doing pigeon pose. So you can just work, you can actually even have the shin bone closer to the top of the mat in this, because you can really direct the focus into the hip. It stays well away from the knees, just a bit tough on the lower back. However, if you want to stay traditional, extend the legs straight and square the hips off. And let's take a little lay down, a little resticle. And before I get lost in the space, come all the way up to seated. Swing the back leg around and we go back to lay down. And then feel the sensation on one side. Compare and comparison from one right side to the left side. And if you have the mental awareness to go into the feeling in your body, you are then in your body and you're in the now. Focus on the sensations, where you can feel them, what's gone on. Before we take the other side. When we take moments like this in yoga, it improves our next yoga practice, not just this one as well. Because the brain registers the feel-good factor. Okay, heel toe the feet, mat width apart. Let the knees knock together. That's also going to feel pretty good after what we've just done. Take a little moment there. Less intensity, keep the feet closer together. Want more? Send them wider. And, actually doing that. I think I'm feeling that at the base of the hamstring. Answer on a postcard, please. Where am I feeling that? Then take both knees, swing them over to the right. They're both in the right direction. Let them hang. Reach hands up to the sky and flop them over to the left side. Just flop them. Opposite side to the knees. And you know the next thing that's coming up. So if you want to get in it now, you just lift the right heel and place it on top. Oh, that's strong on that side. That's strong. Breathing, Baldwin, breathing. Oh. So what you may notice is one side is slightly different than the other. Fidget bags. Oh, I've got to breathe into that. Excuse me while I have a moment. So as I would probably tell you, focus on the exhale when the intensity is there. Don't run away. Be with. I may have to revisit this posture today. Triangle and that posture are saying, oi, come back to us. Bring the feet back up. Keep the foot over. So release the right foot. And then we'll take the left foot. Draw the knee to the side body. Nearly missed that one out. Continuity error. And take hold of back of the leg or heel. Draw the knee down by the side. Hold it in situ, as if that was an RSJ. And extend the right leg. Oh, long. Very nice. Gravity's our friend here. Take a bend into the right leg and guide the left heel to make that figure 4 shape again. Again, I always go on about flexing the feet. Don't be lazy in this one, just because the knee's involved, and you know how fickle the knees can be. When you're ready, draw the shin bone towards you, take hold of the foot and the knee, and just focus. As soon as you feel the sensation it's doing something, and as we know from yin yoga, we just get into that sensation. It will ebb away and then you can give it a little bit more. However, if you're ready for more, take the right foot to the sky. Keep supporting the legs in one way or another. If you let them go, your hip will spring back to its comfy place. So we do need to guide the external rotation of the hip. If you wish, hands can go behind, forearm creates support for the arch of the foot. It's just brought back a memory of being in class with everybody and coming around and leaning on the arches of people's feet in this posture, pretending to order a drink from the bar. Feels like a lifetime away. We'll be back soon. I'm doing the research. And then release the arms, swing it on up. Take left knee, stack on top of right. Sit yourself up tall, move the gluteus maximus to the side. Sit tall, reach on up, get the length, and then dive the heart over. Now, if hamstrings are an issue, you can pop the hands underneath the back of the knee if you find there's an overextension of the knee joint. And that little bit of support stops us doing that to the back of those strong ligaments there. Again, thinking the heart forward, heart forward, heart forward, heart forward. Inhale, come back on up, twist over to the left. Use a pivot point from the spine to twist around. It's kind of one of those nice twists. You're not trussed up like a pretzel, you're not squeezing into the digestive system too strong. You've got a little bit of space to lean back if you want into this, which you don't have in Ardha Matsyendrasana, Lord of the Fish poses. You can start focusing on little areas that kind of make one eye flutter. Take the gaze forward. We're going to keep the left leg at its angle, lift it up and slide the right leg behind, and we're getting to half pigeon pose. Make a decision whether you want sort of swastika style legs or whether you want to extend it back. I'm going to start off with a bend in that leg and the shin a bit higher and feel into my hip. Yeah, check done. I'm ready to extend my leg long. Always using that breath barometer. If I start to breathe in more than I breathe out, I know that I'm going through a resistance. I need to just exhale into a little bit more. Find the pigeon pose to suit for that side. It's going to be different. It could be a stack of the hands. It could be forearms down. It could be the full reach forward. Not likely, Baldwin. I think we've got a bit of a sphinx on for this side. And then, of course, after a couple of breaths, we drop into the shoulders, the neck, the head, surrendering all that's not in use. And press back away from the mat, bring the torso up, swing the leg around, and a little finisher, okay? I'm going to check the times. I don't, because the overrun or, okay, we've got a little finisher. So we're just going to get into this one. It's old splattered frog posture because I'd like us to open the hips out. So if you have got your blanket and you want to have that nice inner knee cushioning, when we get out of this, we are going into Shavasana, okay? So when we get out of it, there is no right or wrong way to get out of this posture. Just get on your back and lay flat afterwards and have the moans about it. So to remind you of this pose, I'm going to use the wall behind me to get me a little bit deeper into this one today. Nice bit of cushioning for my inner knees. Come on to all fours. And we start to move the knees apart. It is nice to use a wall to do this because it makes sure your feet, especially if you're doing this at home, your feet stay activated in this pose. So it gives you a little bit of purchase if you see where I'm at. Again, this is another one of those poses that can be given as a present to a loved one. Make of that what you will. Take the forearms down to the mat and just take a moment to be in the in-between place with this. Feet should be as if they're flat against the board. Now we're going to do a bit of PNF stretching here. Press the knees into the mat as if you're about to draw your legs back together. So we're squeezing back into the midline and then relax on an exhale and soften out. And you might find the knees go a little bit further apart. To go a little bit deeper, walk the elbows forward an inch or so. And then you'll find you can press the knees a little bit wider. Okay, good. Now we just find that breath work. You want something to focus on? I recommend an inhale for 3, a little hold at the top. Exhale for 6, as long a hold as you can at the bottom. Inhaling 1, 2, 3. Hold. Exhale 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 1, 2, 3. Hold. Exhale 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Retain. The magic's happening. Good. Take a full inhale. Now bring the elbows an inch closer to you and press back. Press back. This is not nice. Now, normally when I'm teaching beautiful people, I get up and go and do adjustments at this point to get out of it. I can't do that. I'm with you all the way, brothers and sisters. I'm with you all the way. Find the edge. Focus on breath. Maybe get a little bit brave. Maybe take the notation that this is just sensation. Maybe I could choose to interpret this as pleasure. 3 more breaths here. Last breath. Okay, let's try and get out of this. Let yourself fall forward onto your tummy. Woman down, and then bring the legs together. Oh, Jesus. Press yourself off the floor. Call for assistance. Go get me a hoist. Gracefully move yourself around onto your back. And then have a little moment with yourself. Just get your tuning fork in resonance with what sensation you've got now in comparison to what you felt a moment ago. Could this lovely, releasing, calming pleasure sensation have been achieved without the uncomfortable sensation? How quickly the uncomfortable sensation becomes history when the delightful sensation comes along. A nice way of cluing into how temporary emotions, sensations can be. Bring both knees in towards the chest, and I won't even have to ask you to do this. Take some subtle circles with the thighs connected with the kneecaps, and take in the opposite direction. Let the hands fall down to the mat. Extend the legs up to the sky, nice and long. Lengthen back through them. Brand new legs, brand new hips. And then when you're ready, slide them down onto the mat. Now, remember the options available to you. Folding with blankets, maybe going into fetal, maybe taking the legs up onto the sofa at home, a bit of a winner. Maybe sliding your legs up the wall, but you have the choice to get yourself somewhere nice and comfy. I'm having a shimmy down the mat. That's what I reckon. That feels good. We're only there today. We're just going to come into Shavasana. Yes, in our last class we finished with a seated pose today. In this moment, find the still point. And all being well in the world, you should notice that the ripples of thoughts on the lake of the mind are a little bit stiller than before. Let the exhale soften. May all parts of my body rest and recuperate. Allow each exhalation to do its magic. Allow the mind to carry on thinking. as you can sit back and watch the mind get on with whatever it wants to do. Let the monkeys of the mind play. As you sit back, don't try to cage them, to stop them, because they will rattle and make more noise. Just let them play around you, the thoughts. Because if you are having thoughts, who is having them? That's you. Let the you just sit back. Let the you get comfy inside of there. And let the thoughts, like children, just play. Because they'll tire themselves out. Tell them not to play, and they'll be more mischievous. Give them free rein to do as they will. Deepen the exhale a little bit more. And then finally, begin to slide back into the skin like we did at the start when we were standing. Just ease back in to your outer casing. And if we've all done our yoga in the right way, there should be a feeling of needing to smile for no need. And I'll meet you up in seated, but don't hurry it. Let's not kick the children of the monkey mind off again. Plenty of time for them later. Ease yourself into seated. That was one of the days, everyone, that I nearly went into deep meditation. I had to pull my thread back. Come to seated. And hope with our hands to prayer that we have done what is necessary to stop the worry loop. While we're in those yoga poses, the worry loop, broke the chain of it. So as you go about your day to day, be aware others may not have done that. They're living in worry and fear. It's not personal, nothing to do with you. That's their journey. So smile inwardly because you've done the great and good work of the illuminated ones. May you glow all day long. I wish you a fabulous namaste. If you miss any of the classes this week, you know what to do. Get in contact, come and get the download. It's available. And I'll see you all tomorrow. Just to let you know, if you're here for tomorrow's class, going a bit, yeah, getting a bit warm, might get a little bit sweaty tomorrow. So drink lots of water, get a good night's rest, and I will see you soon. Love you all. Muchos, muchos, muchos. See you soon. Mwah, 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 mwah. See everyone.